Can you break down for me, what are APMs?
Yeah, APMs, or we would consider local payment methods, alternative payment methods around the globe. Those are really the way that local citizens, consumers in those various jurisdictions and countries pay for their goods and services. Examples around the world, in Europe as well as Asia, there's a lot of bank transfer methods. And those are in the US, what we would look at as like an online banking. Consumers around the world use this bank transfer method, and they go in and on an e-commerce or online sale, they're using their bank, they're getting redirected to their bank to use their login, and they're actually doing an authorization to push the payment to that merchant. So very different from what we are used to in the US for certain. You go across to China, you have a lot of wallets. There's wallets, e-wallets around the world, and those are basically loaded funds that consumers can use electronically to pay for things, either through a QR code or a bar scan code or something along those lines, really giving authorization even on an e-commerce transaction using a bar scan off of a website or a QR code off of a website. And then the other predominant one would be cash-based methods. Obviously, a lot of the world still uses cash today. Obviously, it's becoming more and more minimized around places like the United States and the United Kingdom. But when you look at LATAM and even Asia, there's still a very much cash-based methods of payment. So how do they get around this from an e-commerce standpoint? Is you have payment methods, as we'll talk LATAM, like Boleto Bancario and OXXO, where those are actually, a consumer will go make an online purchase and they'll get a voucher for that online purchase, and they'll actually walk down to the convenience store, drive down to the convenience store, and pay in cash, and the voucher will show paid, and then that transaction will be complete. So that's something we would never even think of doing in the US, but it happens around the world. And then you have some direct debit transfers that may take place as well, but those are predominantly the types of payments that make up the alternative payment landscape. Completely different from anything that we would see from a card scheme perspective. And when you look at the world globally, the majority of transactions and revenues for commerce is being done from a consumer standpoint is being done globally on these local payment schemes around the world.